You have been in government before. As you rightly said, why a deputy defense minister. So when it comes to security of the states, idea our fingertips. What do you make? What do you make of Ntim Fordjour's allegation with regards to drug trafficking and money laundering? What do you make of that?
It's a sad state of affairs when partisan politics get introduced into national security concerns. Mr. Ntim Fordjour has certainly the reputation of an incorrigible rabble-rouser and linked with Afenyo Markin, the leader of the so-called mighty minority in Parliament.
Mighty minority.
Who I believe has very serious cognitive dissonance issues to resolve. You know what is cognitive dissonance?
Very well.
You see, every human being in the course of the day, you go through a series of cognitive dissonance.
Very well.
Dissonance occurs when there are incompatible elements in your cognitive vision. For instance, you love A and B, but you don't like C. And then you find that A likes C. You will have to be forced to resolve dissonance, by restoring consonance in your elements. So you will rather choose to ignore the relationship between A and C as not happening, or you change your attitude towards A.
Very well.
That is what we call cognitive dissonance and consonance resolution. And he has a very serious one. His dissonance arises from the fact that he has not come to terms with the loss of his party in the just ended elections, and therefore he should still continue to behave as if that party is still in power. Now the whole MPP politicking, since they lost, has been to try as much as possible to denigrate the NDC administration. So every issue, they will blow it out of proportion. And I think Ntim Fordjour has gone too far. You claim that you had reliable intelligence that a plane landed with cocaine and money.
Very well.
And therefore the government or some elements are involved in drug trafficking. When you are asked to bring the evidence, you say you have suspicion. And your suspicion relates to incidents that happen in Takoradi and Cape Coast and so on and so forth, where the security services uncovered drugs in a truck and so on. Do you think that a government that is hiding the truth regarding the planes would have revealed that they have busted cocaine in Takoradi and Cape Coast? It doesn't make sense. Then the government responds through Ofosukwachi.
Very well.
And you say you don't believe what Ofosukwachi is saying, because that's an attempt to gag the security agencies from speaking to the issue. But if the security agencies have come out with that statement, you would have believed it. This is sheer contradiction. He doesn't know what he's doing. We, in sociology, we call it, never mind, I won't use it.
Drug, assuming you were in the shoes of President Mahama, what would have been your action towards him?
President Mahama has asked him to collaborate with the security agencies to unravel the truth. You don't want to do it. So, in a sense, you are just using rumor to create tension in the country and to more or less paint the government black and the whole country as a hub for drug trafficking. It's not fair. You cannot hide behind your parliamentary immunity to perpetrate
falsehood.
That kind of falsehood. At the same time, you said you weren't speaking on your own volition, that you were representing the
a committee.
No, first he said mighty minority.
That's right.
And then he said the committee. And the committee is made up of both sides of the
house.
Of the house. So is it the majority that more or less commissioned you to come out and hold a press conference? Hello?
I'm doing the listening, dog.
I thought we've gone off air.
No, sir.
So, like I said, he's an incorrigible rabble-rouser. And his attitude and behavior falls in line with the general political strategy that the mighty minority have adopted to try as much as possible to paint the government black. But they forget. And this is something that Kwame Nkrumah said in 2001 after we lost. And it makes sense. Our party was defeated by Kufuor. So the MPP came to power and we kept quiet. And the wisdom was that a man has gone to marry a new wife. And for the first 3 months, he won't listen to anything that is said about the wife. Do you understand me?
That's right.
He's still on honeymoon. Ghanaians are still on honeymoon with the NDC government.
Very well.
And you go rabble-rousing. That's why he's taking all the whipping in the social media that he's getting. It will pay him no dividend at all.
Really?
If he go on that tangent. Oh. Right now, he faces a criminal charge.
Very well.
Of spreading falsehood. And I was just watching Joy FM that
the NIB has just visited his residence.
The NIB and police visited his residence and they were going to arrest him. But you see, sometimes the enthusiasm of our security operatives also leaves much to be desired. Because you have already written to the speaker to waive this man's immunity so that he can be made to face the law.
Very well.
The speaker has not responded. Why do you take it upon yourself to go and visit his house? You see, I just don't know why sometimes we behave like the law is not there. The law is there. Follow due process. Don't go and muddy the waters by your actions. Otherwise, you turn a villain into a hero.
And you rather be playing the victim.
Yes. So It's about time our politics got onto a better place, better plane. The behavior of our politicians leave much to be desired. I heard Afenyo Markin say that there are more serious matters to resolve
Very
in
well.
this country. That's true. We have a serious galamsey fight. And I don't like the way the government is handling that matter with kid gloves.
You mean the galamsey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, all you need is 2 battalions of armed men, armed policemen. 2 battalions.
Okay.
That's 1,000 people. Put them into the forest and clear them off. What are the soldiers doing in the barracks? Eating our food and wearing our clothes? Is there any war here? The war is on the rivers and forests. Send them there.
So they should go and fight it.
Our territorial integrity is being attacked by these irresponsible miners. And you sit in the barracks and you eat our food every day. Nonsense.
Dr. Tony Aidoo. There are people who are also suggesting when this thing happened, Ghana Airport Company Limited management kept mute. They should have come out with a press statement either to debunk or to accept what the gentleman is saying. Yesterday, we were privileged to intercept a press release from the Ghana Airport Company Limited denying what the gentleman is saying. What do you make of that?
Well, there has
is it too late or is better late than never?
Well, it's not too late because there have been earlier communication from the security apparatus that was handled by Kwachi Ofosu.
Very well.
Kwachi Ofosu could not have come through with that information if he had not had any briefing from the security agencies. And this is what Ntim Fordjour, who has been caught pants down, is denying the validity of what Kwachi Ofosu has said. It's all why Tintin to say the former boss, Apalahala, no?
Apalahala, or why?
Our former president.
Is that how you describe him?
But those kind of people, they have Napoleonic behavioral syndrome.
I'm from Apalahala.
You're from Apalahala.
Papa.
Oh, Apalahala there. And yet, okay.
But what is NPP are petitioning the international community say the air course were Ghana and Namunkebi na John Dramani Mahama aban. Is it an agenda to destroy this government?
That agenda is not disputable, but it applies to all the other parties as well. Appealing to who? Our former colonial masters. Do you think they have your interest at heart or best interest at heart? And everything NDC will write to the international community, MPP will write to international community. Don't you have the means of resolving your own issues at home? We have a working judiciary. If you think your rights are being violated, you go to the judiciary. You are a sovereign independent country. Why do you always have to go to the foreign missions and their governments to help you resolve your own sorrows? So I would say we are independent. So
That's
where
right.
lies your independence?
Ghana without aid. Ghana without aid. No, Mama Zambisa way. There was a petition for the removal of the Chief Justice. And Oko Constitution, my president was just a conveyor belt. And why and was so yeah. And this NPP has run to court to injunct near a course. What do you also make of that process?
The very fact that the NPP has jumped to the defense of the Chief Justice implied that she was an MPP agent planted in our judiciary.
Wow. The fact that that's right.
Why are they so concerned? The Chief Justice is an independent person, powerful person as that. He knows the law. She can handle it. So why are you all over the place defending her and so on and so forth as if you are fighting her wars for her? Huh?
So it means
there is no law. There is no law in the Constitution or in any of our statute books that require our president to give you a briefing of the petition before a prima facie case
is established
against you. The president is under no compulsion. He did that as a matter of courtesy. And she should be pleased that the president has shown her that courtesy.
Wow. So, Doc, looking at the Mami Aye, one can say what witnessing for the past 8 years, and him yabua, okono hand over the baton, any Mami attitude from where you sit. Say you see, Anka, if you are in the shoes of Ghanaians, any woman must see the judiciary image in and your papa. Your mama also has promised to reset the judiciary. Would you have advised that the woman should stay?
I wouldn't advise that the woman should stay. She has rendered various rulings and judgments, both administratively and judicially, which are very problematic. Look at her handling of the Opuni case. A new judge is appointed after a very biased Onanuga or whatever his name is.
Anyanuga.
Messed up the whole trial. And the new judge says that in view of the controversy concerning the proceedings before I was handed the case, I will hear the case de novo because I need to observe the countenance and behavior of the witnesses, which is also very part of the evidence. When a witness is lying, you can tell. If he's shifty, you can tell, and so on and so forth. Immediately, this woman transferred the man.
Wow.
Huh? Why? It means you are falling into the agenda of the then MPP government to persecute and not prosecute people. Look at the justification case. A clear case of persecution. Because when Godfrey Odami decided to bring criminal charges, he forgot that criminal prosecution requires proof of two elements in the crime, what we call the actus reus and the mens rea. Actus reus, he did the act. At the time of doing the act, he had a criminal mind. And you must prove this beyond reasonable doubt.
Very well.
Jackie Kwesi's behavior shows that he took reasonable steps to mitigate his falling short of the law. He took reasonable steps by first posting to Canada his revocation of his citizenship. The fact that it didn't come is what we call actus intervenience. Just an act of God what we call something happened which he had no control. The COVID prevented the Canadian authorities to respond to his petition to drop his citizenship. But it does not inundate or remove the fact that he took reasonable steps. That is the first doubt. The second doubt is that when he was called by the EC, he went and explained the circumstances and showed them a certificate of renunciation of his citizenship. That's another reasonable doubt. And you can't prove a criminal offense without beyond reasonable doubt if the person took reasonable steps to avoid infringement of the law. What's all this? Huh? We've come through a fascist state of governance under Akufo-Addo for 8 years. And I appeal to John Mahama to hold the security people in check so that we doesn't go through another phase of fascism. We don't want our country to be governed by fascist measures.
So to you, President John Dramani Mahama should do everything possible under the law to make sure the woman is gone. So as it stands, she's a goner, right?
Well, I didn't say he should do everything in his power.
No, with the law.
The law must talk. Due process must be followed. It's not part of due process for the president to give a prior briefing to the chief of to the chief justice before a prima facie case is established.
So is it so does it mean the president has heard?
No. I said she did it as a matter of courtesy.
All right.
Because there is no compulsion on him to do what he did. You say you're going to the court of justice. Equity steps in. Her rights are protected. And her rights will be protected at the hearing by the committee.
Very well.
So what is the point of rushing the issues? She will have a day in court, as they say.
Drug, let me, before we take leave of you, yesterday was exactly, let's say, 3 months of John Mahama's administration. How do you make up?
It was Monday.
Monday, yes. Now that was on the 7th.
Yeah.
How do you assess his style of governance for 3 months?
So far, he's fulfilling all the promises that he made to the electorate. My only misgiving is the Galamsey fight.
Very well.
He shouldn't keep those soldiers in the barracks eating our food and wearing our clothes when there is a war to be fought in our forest. Send them there. 2 battalions can clear the forest.
So that is your passionate appeal to the president this afternoon?
Yes, that's my appeal.
Dr. Tony Aidoo, former Ghana ambassador to the Netherlands and a senior presidential aide and head of the policy evaluation and oversight unit of the late President Atamo's government. Thank you very much for your time with us this afternoon. We are very much grateful.
Thank you for having me. I'm also grateful.
Right. I wish you not just Dr. Tony Aidoo and what in class and then actually and come and every I'll see Chief Justice say you're no another John Mahama. Chief Justice John Mahama shouldn't keep her there.